All right, shalom, shalom. First things first, I want to give honor and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim Mechach Wadash. We say Barakat Yahweh, Barakat Yahushai, Barakat Yahweh, Barakat Yahushai, Barakat Yahweh, Barakat Yahushai, Bahashim Mechach Wadash. And we give double honor to our apostles and our elders, which are the apostle elders, a great millstone, which feed us with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding through the spirit and power of Yahweh Yahushai, 2025, which is the hopeful year of our deliverance and the judgment and the destruction of Esau. Let's jump into this lesson. The title of this lesson is The Horns Are Coming Out, Jacob's Trouble, Allagator, Alcatraz. All right, something on those lines. So the horns are coming out, Allagator, Alcatraz. Nero is at it again. All right, this is, man, when I seen this, it's fucked up. It's fucked up, man. Like it's, the Latin tribes are catching it, but they also, they got plans to broaden this horizon, okay? Because not all Jakes, not all supposedly undocumented people are the Latin tribes. You got Haitians. They're targeting the Haitian community. All right, they're targeting certain African countries too. So this is a broad spectrum when it comes to immigration, okay? They're only saying the so-called Latin tribes and the MS-13s and the gangs because they use those as a catalyst to be able to start doing this on a wide scale, because this is impacting more than just the Latin tribes. But they don't push that because they know that's going to cause an uproar before they want it to. So they're telling people, the Latin tribes, coming in, gangs and all these things, because he ran on that. So it appeals to his base. All right, it appeals to his base that voted for him. But the true underlying thing is that they're coming after all types of supposedly undocumented people, which include dark-skinned Jakes. They say from Haiti and different places, but it's hard to discern between who is a Haitian and who's just a regular Jake, because Jake in America looks just like Haitians. All right, so it's a slippery slope. But at the end of the day, this is all leading up to prophecy, so we don't got no problem with it. All right, but this is more proof to show you that the horns on this man is coming out. All right, because even the situation over there in the Middle East with Gaza and everything else, the world is seeing it and witnessing it. That damn, these people are doing some shit. So it ain't us just sitting here telling you, oh, these people are doing wickedness. They're showing it for the world to see. But this particular story right here is a very disturbing type of story, because they're putting these migrants in a place in Florida Everglades where it's surrounded by crocodiles and poisonous snakes, pythons. So they're telling us that I'm going to play the video, you'll see this is fair use. This is for educational purposes only. All right, not for any monetary gain. But I'll play this clip here, and you'll see exactly and listen to what he says. They don't. It's funny to them, seeing Jakes possibly eaten by an alligator, or bitten by a serpent. It's funny. Just like it goes back into the time of the gladiatorial games, and I have information to bring out concerning that also too. But you gotta see the underlying thing. They ain't giving a fuck. At the end of the day, that's still a supposedly a human, if they want to, because they come on this morality kick, and we're an outstanding, and we stand up for justice, blase. But the way they talk about just people that are just sitting here, some of them aren't criminals at all. All right, so let's go ahead and play this. Like I said, this is fair use. This is for educational purposes only. And the feud between him and he's talking about deporting Musk, sending him back to South Africa, and then putting Doge on his records. So ain't that something? But let's keep playing. Like I said, again, this is for fair use. Fair use is for educational purposes only.
As Donald Trump toured a new detention centre, he'd earlier made remarks about looking into deporting his former best friend, Elon Musk. The US president touched down in Florida to see with his own eyes the new facility that has been dubbed Allagator, Alcatraz.
That was really meant as a joke, but a lot of people liked it, and a lot of people think we should do it.
The migrant detention camp built in the middle of a swamp surrounded by snakes and alligators. The Trump administration harnessing that fearsome imagery to send a message to undocumented immigrants.
If they escape prison, how to run away. Don't run in a straight line. Run like this. And you know what? Your chances go up about 1%.
It's undocumented immigrants.
That's what people
If they escape prison, how to run away. Don't run in a straight line. Run like this. And you know what? Your chances go up about 1%.
It's been met with backlash from protesters and Democrats who've labelled it inhumane as a bill aimed at ramping up deportations.
You got these Negroes that want to induct and say nothing's wrong with Esau, leave Esau alone, and it was just we were being punished. Negro, man, you can't. You've been what does it say? You've been coddled too long. Okay, you've been under your oppressor too long. You've been eating too much GMO. Do a cleanse, do a pineal gland cleanse or something, because they can't see what's right in front of them. They put them. Yes, of course, you don't want nobody escaping and being, if they're criminal aspects. I get that. I understand that. But when you see the way they talk about somebody escaping, being eaten by an alligator, that ain't something, especially knowing that we are the Israelites. This truth has been out. They know exactly. They ain't hiding no more. They knew it before. But now they see the men, starting with the apostles, elders, men out there pushing the word, kicking the truth. They know who we are. It ain't a guessing thing. They just know we know now. But they don't give a fuck. Okay, they know they've been targeting and knowing that the Israelites are in America and the parts of the world. But the way he talks is, running a squiggly line and your chances will go up. Chances of what? Chances of survival. So it's pretty much like you're going to die out there. Okay? So they built that place intentionally for that. So what I did is I went to the chat and I typed in some information. It says Emperor Nero's deportation and mistreatment of Israelites, a comprehensive analysis. So I'm going to read this. I'm going to skip around. I'm going to try to get the major part of this lesson, or the major part of this response that it came back after the prompt. It says the reign of Emperor Nero marked a turbulent period of Roman Jewish relations, characterized by escalating tensions, violent repression, and eventual deportation of Jewish prisoners. What is going on right now? History repeats itself. It's not a coincidence that this man is in office now doing what he's doing, because why does history repeat itself? Because it's the same people coming back and doing the same things over again. They're more They're more keen, or they're more likely to do the same thing that they did in that past life to show and prove that they are who they are. Same thing going back to John the Baptist, all right, and Elijah, okay? They had a comparison of him coming back and doing the works that he was prophesied to do, okay? And it says the outline, it says deportation of Jewish prisoners. This outline provides a detailed examination of Nero's policy towards the Israelites, Jews, forcing and historical evidence of his mistreatment, forced labor projects, and the complex dynamic that shaped his relationship with Jewish communities in Rome and Judea. So let's read some of this. It says, and then this is when you start researching and looking, it starts looking like it's history repeating itself, because it says Nero inherited a complicated relationship. What did he say that he inherited from Joe Biden? He said that a lot of times. He's continually to say that he inherited quagmire. Okay, he inherited all this BS from his predecessor. Okay, so it says Nero inherited a complicated relationship with Jewish population when he ascended to the throne in 54 CE at age 16. The Jewish community in Rome was already well established. Okay, same thing with these migrants. There have been migrants in Babylon for the longest time. It's built upon migrants, going back to the Irish, going back to all these people that came over here, and then including the people that was brought over here in slavery, bondage. Okay, so it's a landmass built upon multiple cultures and multiple nations of people. That's why Revelation says that the woman that sitteth upon the waters, okay, the waters represents the people. Okay, if you read that, it says Rome was already well established, but often viewed with suspicion by Roman authorities. Several key factors shaped Nero's policies. So let's keep going down. The Jewish revolt, we knew that. I want to get something else. He made them pretty much work in concentration camps. They digging holes and making helping to build the different auditoriums and the different houses that Nero wanted to put together. It says, this is where he made them dig. It says Nero's second wife, Pompeia Sedia, acted as an intermediary between Nero and the Jewish delegation. Also, they built a wall to pretty much shield out what they were doing in the temple. Josephus recorded that Pompeia held to secure the release of some imprisoned Jews priests through her influence. Okay, check this out. It says, despite these positive interventions, Nero appointed Gaius Florius as procurator of Judea through Pompey's influence, a man whose harsh policies helped spark the Jewish revolt. So the Spirit had me look up this guy. I said, who is this guy? I haven't heard his name like that, so let me look him up. So I looked him up, and this is the guy right here. It's Gaius Florius. Let's see here. So that's this guy right here. See? But the one thing that was funny, let's see this one. It says Florus was notorious for his cruelty and rapacity, and was much detested by the Jews, that in comparison with Annalius, by considered a just man. Florus indeed hastened the outbreak of the revolution by rendering the condition of the Jewish unbearable. He protected the Sicarii in return for a share of their plunder, and during his administration, many towns were sacked. See? So that's the guy right here. But I want you to look at his face. Look at this picture right here. Right? You see that face? Now hold on. Let's go here. Look at that face. They sort of favor each other. Let's see if we can't get another. Yeah. Look at that face. Especially this one. Because every time I see him, I'm like, damn, he look like somebody. He just looks like he plays a role, just like Trump does. So this guy might have been him coming back. This might be him coming back. You know, I'm just speaking as a man. I don't have any proof of that, but I'm just saying that they fancy each other. Okay. I don't know if this was a younger version or about the same age. But the main point is that they appointed this guy. And it says, despite the positives, Nero appointed Gaius Florius as procurator of the Jewish through Pompey's influence, or Pompeia's influence, a man whose harsh policies helped spark the Jewish revolt. See? Let's see here. Salakia. So the main thing is there. So he in the deportation, which was exile. Okay, exile and deportation. Same thing. So he's exiling them from Babylon the Great, and then he was exiling them from Rome. All right, which is that deadly wound that was healed is coming back today, and they're doing the same thing to the same people. They're not doing it to the Indians. They're not. How many thousands, if not millions, of supposedly Elamites and other nations are here? They're not doing it to them. They're doing it to the Latin tribes, Negroes, Latinos, and they were talking about the Native Americans because that's who is upset. That is who's upset about this Everglade thing is the tribes. Let me see if I can get a clip. The tribes are pissed. I guess it's some kind of nature reserve that's down there that they want to try to keep, but they're pissed. So that's the main point on that. That pretty much hits it. I'm trying to see if I can find. If you want to look into it, I definitely look into it. But the Gadites, all right, Reubenites, are down there protesting the building of this. Let's see here. Let's go Alligator Alley, Alcatraz, protest. See, look. So you got mass protest concerning the building of this or using this facility to house migrants. So these are the times that we're living in. History repeats itself. All these things are culminating and they're leading towards the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay, that's what we're telling Jake. This is the book of Jeremiah 30 and verse 7. But you had Nate say that, there's not going to be a time of Jacob's trouble. What are we going into then? It has to be something. Something's coming down the pike. Something is coming over the horizon. And it's not looking good for Jake, man. And especially he's going to use those facilities to house other things too. Okay? So we don't know what's going to happen in these last little moments. But, they're planning on it. It says that the devil shall come down unto you having great wrath. Okay, this is Jeremiah 30, verse 7, NLT. It says, in all history there has never been such a time of terror. It will be a time of trouble for my people Israel. Yet in the end, they shall be saved. So we're going to be saved, man. Regardless of what these people think, what they want to talk about it, label us as, it's not going to change anything when it comes to the prophecies, okay? This is Revelation 12 and verse 12, NLT. Therefore rejoice, O heavens, and you who live in the heavens. Rejoice, but terror will come on the earth and the sea, for the devil has come down unto you, having great wrath, knowing that he hath a short time. Knowing that he hath little time, short time. So it's clocking. The number is clocking out here, man. All right, so he's not going to be able to hide himself and move the goal line too much more when it comes to prophecy or when it comes to this this oppression and the attack on the Israelites. All right, because Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to make a way, because at the end of the day, just like the Lord told Moses, the cry of my people have entered into the ears. And then also that woman, I just remembered, called Halal, the woman that had a dream about calling on the name of the Lord, and somebody came and got her. She was probably, I think she said might have been in a concentration type camp. So you never know, right? That's why a lot of these women, they're going to call on the men in that day. They're going to need that protector and that savior to be with them, all right? Because it's going to get real nasty out here, man. So I'm going to leave it there. Lord willing, is edifying lesson. I just want to bring this quick information out. With that, I say, call halal, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Chakwadash. Until next time, I say shalom, and more, and I never keep faith. Shalom.